Hi. It's Monday, July 12th. I'm trying to think of where to start. Where do I start? I had pizza yesterday. I had pizza. I don't remember the last time I had pizza. Hence, I broke out. I had pizza. It was freaking delicious. I spent time with my niece and my nephew. My nieces and my nephew. And it was nice. We played make-believe. And we sang. I'm trying to get my niece to sing because she has a beautiful voice. And she's embarrassed to sing. And so I'm singing and kind of doing like, I'll sing a little, you sing a little, and I'll point to her to sing the next, part of the song, and then I'll continue. And I was just so excited because initially she didn't want to sing in front of me. So just excited that she was open to this balanced way of singing. And that filled my heart. And then the kids love it when I come over, they're like, Nina, can I sleep with you? Of course you can. We all huddle up into the bed and tell stories. And then they love that I play with them. And I make believe, we pretended we were in Never Never Land, and just with all the little characters, and I'm making all the voices and then singing along the way, and then we play hide and go seek, and the twins are so funny, how they bicker at each other and get upset now, and they're just older, they're 7. So anyways, it was a lot of fun. And then realizing that at some point, need to communicate to them that Nina's going to another city that's farther away, so I won't be able to visit them. And my ex came over yesterday too, so it was interesting because the kids were like, are you leaving? They said something like, will you guys be here together? And their mom and I looked at each other like, oh, like, so they see that we don't come to visit them together a lot. I said, yeah, we'll be together for a little bit. And then when I had to leave early, I explained why, and they were fine with it, like there's a certain level of comfortness, or not understanding, that sometimes we'll be together and sometimes we won't. So that was nice. Just to make the time. That was one thing I mentioned to someone, that there's this pull to want to connect with people because I know I'm leaving soon, and I'm potentially going to start working a regular job. just to just during this transition period. And even though I'm not jumping in all the way, it's going to be part-time. all goes well today for the interview, then I want to make sure I balance work, play, and me time. I have to pack, so I've been packing, going through stuff. Getting slightly triggered. You know, last week it was the new moon energy, and you know, it was raining red, which didn't help. But it's really the new moon. Like because I'm looking at the stuff again that was triggering me, and then wondering, right? Like, I know I said I wasn't gonna post because I didn't want to impact the energy. Things you say when you're emotional, right? It was a video that's still there, right? So sometimes I listen to myself. I listen to my own videos because I'm learning from myself as well. I'm learning and I'm like, oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. And I'm talking about how even if sometimes by not doing anything, just by simply existing, I have influence over people. My energy, right? I still impact other people. Whether sin querer, whether I want to or not, I still do. Whether it's my physical presence or my absence, I still impact. And then, so that just started triggering in me more thoughts about how interconnected we are and how we influence each other, how we impact each other. And I mentioned that I didn't want to post just because I didn't want to mess with the energy. This idea, right, that if I didn't post, I'm not messing with the energy, not realizing that it doesn't matter. Because absence or presence doesn't matter. It's energy. The energy will influence, will impact. Right? Just like I mentioned before. The energy that presents itself in other people impacts me. It may not be the physical person, but the energy impacts. So this earth sign, this person in my life right now, has a lot of earth in their chart. And this person is getting hit with a lot of stuff, a lot of loss. Including me. And I know why this person is getting hit. And I suggested to this person, I said, you know, I think you're needing to reevaluate your situation, right? Consider doing something else. Focus. Shifting the focus. This person's like, this is what I'm gonna do. I don't want to interact with people. I said, okay. Free will, right? Free choice. And then wondering why this person didn't reach out to me. And then I realized this morning, this person is probably angry with me, or upset, or hurt that I'm moving on. Right? What that triggers for this person. What loss? Another loss, right? Not realizing it until this morning. I said, okay, that makes sense why this person didn't reach out. And thinking to myself, this person probably needs space from me. because of what I trigger for this person. And I said, okay, I get it. I was there. I'll let this person know that if they don't want me to be as around, that's okay too. That I'm not offended by it. That I get it. I get it. I get it. And it's interesting, right? Like, when we get hurt in our perception of things, perception of people, and their influence, and then maybe what we say about people because of that. Because this person mentioned something, I'm like, when did I say that? I'm like, I never said that. You know, I never said I was done. I said I would honor what I committed to. But then I remembered, right, mental health. When we're going through stuff, when we're emotional, we don't remember certain details. You know, it's like when they say, when you go to the doctor to get news, it's encouraged to take someone with you, right? Because oftentimes we don't remember what the doctor is saying, and we literally get into that what mode, right? After getting a certain news. So it helps to have someone else taking notes or asking questions on our behalf. Because we block off, right? We're trying to process, and we may miss information. And some people consider this selective hearing, you know, but it's just so overwhelming that we don't process it all. We only take bits and pieces and latch on to that bit of information. So it's a skewed perspective, right? Because we're human. We're only human. So that happened. So MJ's morning message threw me off a bit because she mentioned this person has a lot of earth in their chart, someone I'm dealing with. But then she said you haven't spoken to this person in a long time, and you know, todo con un aire, right? Everything with grain of salt. You need to learn know your situation. And then she mentioned the fire sign too. And it's just so interesting, the threes that have been coming up for me lately. The threes. As I'm putting stuff away. Just, I'm seeing the threes again and thinking to myself, the interactions that I've had with people. And I mentioned that I have a lot of air in my chart. A lot of air. A lot of balance. A lot of Libra. I'm interacting with someone who has a lot of fire in their chart. Predominantly fire. And then this other person has a lot of earth in their chart. Fire, earth, and air. And what's missing is water. Emotions. And I wonder, like, have I encountered someone who has a lot of water in their chart? I wonder what this person might be like. Because apparently just been stuck with earth and fire energy. In terms of these cycles that I find myself in. Or at least that I was aware of, right? I mean, I could have interacted with someone with water in their chart and just not realize it because I didn't know what was in their chart. So these threes. And as I'm putting stuff away, sense of it all, right? I'm still trying to make sense of this connection, these connections that I've had, and how it's like I'm part of this connection, right? With someone, but then my role is different with someone else, and vice versa, and past karmics, and just, I was explaining to someone, right? I was explaining to someone how I had both experiences in my love life, right? I had this more mind space choice, and then this heart space choice. And I told her, I'm like, I needed both. I needed to experience both so that I know how to navigate the balanced way in whatever relationship comes next, or connection, or whatever. In any relationship, in any connection, really, if I'm generalizing it out, with any connection of love, friendship, partnership, even work, right? When you love what you do, making sure it's balanced. And you need to understand the extremes to stay balanced, right? And so this person I was sharing with this information, or just reflecting, right? She tells me, she's like, well, I fell in love, right? And sometimes when we do that, we think that's it. This falling in love, oh, that's it. But being careful of what that really looks like, and what that really feels like, and is it just that one extreme, right? Of complete heart space. Not to say that it has to be a separate experience, but can you balance it within that connection? Within either connection, can you balance the heart and mind? Would it be as successful? Or is it just a lesson? I guess it just depends, right? Free will, people's choices within that union, within that connection. Because if you're trying to align it, make it aligned, and the other person's not wanting to, you don't have control over that. You don't have control over that other person, right? And I mentioned that in the video too. The right to a life of pleasure, the right to a life of joy. And if you're not aligned in whatever connection it is, right? That's your cue, that's your red flag. I need to move on, because I tried, I gave it my all. I tried my best. And the other person wasn't ready. And I can choose to wait and stay, or I can choose to move on. If I feel like I tried my best. So I'm having these thoughts in my head, like, okay, there's this connection here, right? Then this connection over here, and this connection over here. And realizing that I could be someone else's karmic, right? That I could be someone else's, like, I need space from you. Just as much as I could be someone's shining light or guidance. So this idea that I don't want to influence people just came out of nonsense, really. Emotional space. Being too caught up in the emotion to not think. That regardless, I'm influencing. My absence influences. Or potential of, right? The potential energy of what will be influences people, and it influences their choices prematurely or delayed. I'm still sitting with the idea of whether or not I'm going to post, or if I'm just going to stay silent for a while and just relax as this transition continues to unfold for this next chapter in my life. I have to sit with it still. I have to sit with it still. But I'm packing, and then I know I said I wasn't going to take the painting. I'm not going to take the painting, but I've decided to take a print of it. A print, because I saw the connection between that one and the new photograph about the firefall. I saw the connection. So I wanted to take a print of it. I'm gonna take a photograph of it and make a print. So I'm not carrying the big ass painting, but I'm taking a print with me. Because I still feel like I don't want to run from it. I still need to sit with it. Make friends with it. Even though it describes a time in my life, a different chapter in my life. Running away isn't gonna help. I need to sit with it. And the thing is, I'm just trying to accept it for what it was, what it meant, and how it helped me, really, how it helped me, if I'm being honest, how it helped me move on to the next chapter, even though it's still very strong. So I've decided to make a print of it, to take it along with. And there's other things too, from all my connections, that I'm like, I'm gonna take it with me. Because it's a part of my past. It's a part of who I am now. And I wouldn't be who I am now without it. Even though it's Chiron goes retrograde on the 15th. When's that? In a couple days. Chiron goes. My Chiron's in Taurus. I'm just learning to be okay with instability, with loss, right? And that's through December. I wonder what that's gonna look like. I don't know. My ex lent me some boxes, so I'm putting stuff away and getting rid of some stuff. And it's just crazy. Some stuff that I'm going through and what I want to take with me, and I feel better about it this week, today, these past couple of days, emotionally. Like it hasn't been as heavy to pack. I also noticed pain. I'm getting pain like I used to when I would type and I would do like a lot of fine motor stuff. Right here, I'm noticing the pain and kind of going like the same, like how I used to, and on the other elbow, and I'm just like, I'm not typing, I'm not doing anything fine motor. I mean, even the packing has been very light, very minimal, because I played most of the day yesterday. I was with my nieces and my nephew, and so this pain at this onset, I was like, where is this coming from? I haven't picked up on other people's pain since last October. So to feel it again is new again. And I'm trying to remember and think where it could be coming from. I'm just massaging it out, and it's throwing me off, because I'm just like, why? Like, who around me is using their hands a lot? Their hands, their arms. But anyways, so I'm debating about posting. I might just give it a week, sit with it a little more. As I continue to pack and work. I have an interview today at noon. 3 hours. I need to freshen up on my clinical skills, because I haven't thought about theories in over 6 months. But I'm sure I'll be fine. I'm not worried. End of the month is around the corner. I don't know how I'll make it. I'm probably gonna ask for help if it comes down to it. I'm not worried. In case I don't work, if I don't start work until next month, okay. I'm not worried. Everything will turn out as it should. Oh, my waves. I was gonna end it, but my waves. I meditated this morning, and it was just movement, all kinds of movement, and it was movements that I was familiar with, and the purple was there, and just the waves and the move. I mean, it was just movement, and the feeling that I got was interconnectedness, like how interconnected each movement was with the other, and that it ended with the waves just filling up again. The feeling, and there was like a little gap in the middle of the two. It was filling up, but in the beginning it was just like motions, like all the motions that I remember having, because I was trying to find the pattern in it, and I couldn't, aside from that looked familiar, and the movement was just like this connection, just like connections, really. And then it ended with like this feeling of motion. Yeah. So I guess it made sense to what I was thinking about, in terms of just how interconnected we all are, and how, even though I said I wasn't going to post, didn't matter if I post or not, my absence or my presence will impact people, just like your absence and your presence will impact people. And I did think, when I was thinking about the people in my life right now, and predominantly earth and fire, and me being air, and needing that water component, right, for all 4 elements, but the water is emotion, and it's through the emotion that you tap into the energy, right, into the source, into God. It's through emotion. So then, is emotion fluid? through all of the elements, right? I mean, I don't know how it would be with fire. I mean, because there's water in earth, right? When you dig, like in the desert, and there's water in the sky, but the way water goes into the sky for rain is the condensation. It's the condensation, no, like the evaporation. The evaporation and the particle. Ugh, I wish I was more sciencey. But fire, water puts out fire, unless it's like some other chemical. Fire. I mean, you can't have one without the other. I don't know, I'm thinking too much, and I need to get ready for this interview. So that was my morning. That was my morning. So I'm choosing to take things that trigger me along the way into this next chapter to make friends with it. It may not be everything, but some things. Because it's just a part of me, right? A part of me. And I love me, so I love it. And I love these individuals with all my heart for the role that they've played in my life. I don't think that'll ever change. I think the love will always be there. The love will always be there. That's all. My name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us. In whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth, this just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and we'll see what else comes next for me.